Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios. Today, how to create your own roster of women. This is a question which is frequently asked of me, and so I'll do my best to answer. There are several skills that are required in order to create a roster of women that you sleep with. These skills cannot be acquired instantly, but are certainly worth the effort. Once you have these skills mastered, you'll be able to generate and maintain new options with relative ease. Once that has happened, the seduction aspect of your life will be handled. Here we go. Enjoying my content? Check out my blog at heliosblog.com. On YouTube, you can support me by liking and subscribing. I'm also on Spotify if you'd prefer a podcast. If you're interested in my books, The Strategist Guide to Seduction and Quotes to Live By, they're available on Amazon. In addition, you can follow me on Patreon at the Helios blog for exclusive content. On with the show. 1. Outcome independence. To create a roster of women, outcome independence is an absolute requirement. You need to not fear rejection in order to create a roster of women. To do that, you must focus on the end goal and not on the rejections along the way. Inevitably, when you desire something that is hard to achieve, you will stumble along the way. That is not a reason to stop. Obviously, some women will not be interested in you, but that should not deter you from continuing along your path to creating your roster. You need to understand that no individual girl rejecting you actually stops you from achieving your final goal. In fact, you should embrace that rejection as part of the process and not fear when it happens. Number 2, abundance mentality. As you go through your journey seeking to become a man that has multiple options, abundance will naturally come after a while. At the beginning, however, it is hard to understand the concept of abundance. Abundance implies that there is no one. There is no individual girl who can give you everything you want. There are many women out there who are great for you. You need to understand that when a girl is not interested in you, or when a breakup occurs, that there are 100 more women waiting. Relationships ending are a normal thing. Letting them wreck you is not. Once you have several women on rotation, you'll see that you'll have internalized this concept of many women being great options for you. You'll not fear rejection or pain as you understand that you simply have to put in the time and effort in order to cultivate more options. It also helps that a man who has abundance will be pursued by women. Even after they leave, there's a good chance they'll come back eventually. Number 3, assume the sale. Assuming the sale implies that you believe in your abilities as a seducer of women. You don't approach new women with the attitude of assuming you're going to be rejected. Instead, you approach women expecting that they'll be into you. The truth is that many women will respect the confidence that an experienced seducer has and will be attracted just because of that. Always assume that the girl is into you until you receive information that makes it clear she isn't. Women communicate in different ways. Do not assume you're being rejected because of the false ideas in your head. Number 4, text for logistics. Texting for logistics implies that you don't have long phone conversations with women. Instead, you text only to set up meets and you do most of your communicating in person. What this implies is that your time is valuable. Rather than wasting all your time communicating with women whom you can't sleep with over text anyway, spend your time on worthwhile pursuits such as seducing new women or working on your mission. When you text women for logistics, you'll find that their behavior towards you becomes much better and you become pursued. Obviously, if your goal is to develop a roster of women, you want to be chased rather than the chaser. Through your sub-communication, women will also understand that you're probably seeing other women. They will compete to try and become your favorite. This is obviously a great position to be in. Number 5, confidence. If you're trying to develop a roster of women, you need to believe in yourself. A confident man believes he has the ability to be successful and attractive to many women. He believes that he'll succeed in his endeavors. He assumes the sale and doesn't balk when he's receiving a shitty deal from women. He is willing to cut a girl loose if she's not behaving in a manner that he deems appropriate to him. He has healthy boundaries and a strong sense of self. He does not compromise his goals, dreams, or ambitions, even if the girl he wants to seduce is pretty or special to him. Embody these qualities and watch your results improve tenfold. Number 6, pass shit tests. A man who is developing a roster of women has to be a master of passing shit tests. Shit tests are tests that women pose to men in order to determine if men are alpha or beta. You must pass in order to be seen as alpha. Women would rather share a winner than be saddled to a loser and have that loser all to herself. A man who passes shit tests shows himself to be in the winner category. You have to either deflect or agree and amplify shit tests in order to pass them. As you pass more and more shit tests, you'll see that you become a natural, and passing them will become second nature. As you pass more and more, you develop a confident aura that women can sense from a mile away, helping you to attract yet more women. Number 7, be sexually skilled. Obviously, a man who wants to maintain a roster of women should be good at giving sexual pleasure. Women come back to men that make them come. Do your best to make a woman come, even if the process is annoying to you. Her pleasure is important, as yours is. You'll see that as you sleep with more and more women, you will gain more and more practice. This practice will be noticed and appreciated by women, most of whom have never had a sexually satisfying partner. Combine that with being aloof, mysterious, and non-needy, and you have a winner. Women will keep coming back for more. Number 8, be physically attractive. Physical attractiveness helps you to get your foot in the door. A man who's physically attractive needs to put in way less work in order to develop a roster of women compared to a less attractive one. Physical attractiveness does not excuse you from having game, however. If you're physically attractive, but you have not internalized the other messages on this site, you'll be taken for a ride by every girl you'll be with for the rest of your life. You must have game and a great internalized sense of abundance and confidence in order to have a roster of women that you maintain and continue to add to over time. Number 9, put in the numbers. A lot of people won't tell you this, but I will. You cannot create a roster of women without effort. If you expect to have a roster of women having only talked to 10 girls in your life, you're dreaming. The process of creating multiple sexual partners takes a lot of time, practice, and dedication to master. You will only succeed by putting in the numbers. No expert such as myself became that way without the blood, sweat, and tears that entails. You have to go and approach and do so like crazy in order to master the skill. After you have mastered it, you can relax somewhat. You're probably going to have to do something like 10,000 approaches before you have a good enough conversion rate to never have to worry about seduction again. Of course, you can't do the same approach every time. You need to think about your approaches too, and what you're doing wrong and how you can improve. Does that sound like something just anyone can do? No, it doesn't. If you have the will and dedication, however, the world will be open and you will have success beyond your wildest dreams. I do, and believe me when I say I started from zero. I put in the effort, you can too. Number 10, be time efficient. Your goal is to establish a roster of women that you're sleeping with concurrently. You can't do that if you're constantly wasting time. This is why I recommend the following time-saving measures. Stop messaging any girl that says she needs a deeper connection before she'll meet you in person. Number 2, stop messaging any girl who ghosts you. Number 3, message multiple women at once. Number 4, date multiple women at once. Number 5, text only for logistics. Number 6, stop seeing any woman who refuses to progress with you sexually starting from the second date. The first date is for rapport only, remember. The less time you waste, the more time in your life you have for the things you actually want to do. Your goal is not to have 3 concurrent pen pals, it's to have 3 concurrent friends of benefits or non-monogamous girlfriends or whatever. You can't do that over text. It can only be done in person. Stop wasting time. Conclusion. Clearly, there are several skills that you must develop in order to create your own roster of women. Here are the skills you need to build your roster. 1. Outcome independence. 2. Abundance mentality. 3. Assume the sale. 4. Text for logistics. 5. Confidence. 6. Pass shit tests. 7. Be sexually skilled. 8. Be physically attractive. 9. Put in the numbers. 10. Be time efficient. Try to start with one of these, and when you feel you have it handled, move on to the next. When you have even 6 of these, you'll start to see your success with women soar. Work hard.